So let's talk about Mojo Sharing.
Yes.
Straight into that. What is it?
Well, what it's not timeshare that people still think it is. It is actually a real co-ownership. The construction is we make a Spanish company and we put in the property in that company. It could be a reform job, a resale property that is completely modernized, reformed, or it can be a new development property. And then we put the full furniture in there, everything that is needed. And some of our property also have a car included in there.
Okay.
So you are now officially an owner of a Spanish company with 1/8 of the shares, 12.5% of the shares.
Who is this for?
The people who are choosing this is either people who are smart thinkers in terms of saying, this 1/8 ownership gives me the right to come on the Costa del Sol 6 weeks a year during different periods. We have a booking system, a fair booking system, so it changes around and you can swap, and you can even swap between the different properties of sharing. If you need a villa 1 week or you need a 1-bed because you come only with your wife, whatever, you can swap it. These are smart people who says, why would I pay 100% of a property that I'm only using 6 weeks here and take on the hassle of renting out to make my ends meet? So it's better for them to take just a share. Some of our clients taking 2 shares because they need to be here more than 6 weeks. They can do that as well. And that's just smart, clever people.
And so the people that are typically with anything to do with sharing anything, there is an emotional aspect to, is it my house? You know, do I know the other people that own the house? That's my house, all those sort of things. And probably the biggest question I would have would be, how easy is it for me to get out of it? Okay, I've done it, I like it, but this area isn't for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to buy a full thing for myself.
A lot of time it happens that they're actually going and buy a apartment for themselves or a villa because now they have been on the coast for some while and they didn't make a mistake of buying something too fast because it's very expensive due to the property taxes in Spain to buy. So you need to buy the right thing the first time. So that happens a lot for our clients. And we just last quarter, we had 6 resales in Mojo Sharing. So
people that had that share, that sold the share.
And they decide the price. It's their shares. They can also sell them to a friend. They can sell it on Facebook. It's not about us. They are the owners.
Right, okay. And I suppose, is that more attractive now for an additional reason that with all these complications with short-term rental rules, that this simplistic idea of I'll just buy somewhere and the mortgage will be subsidized, or the financial part will be subsidized by the rental income, and you got all those degrees.
You're not depending on the rental income.
So you basically just, the reason you would want the rental income would be to finance part of the deal, to justify the 6 weeks you're going to use it, right?
But also, let's say, a great example is our beautiful villa in Moana that we took you up to. And we also took you to the new prestige project of Karat. And those projects they're very, very expensive. Like it's a villa for 2.5 million. And before we put all the extras in and the furnitures, it's such an expensive villa that you would not be able to buy yourself or wouldn't pay that money. But for 349,000 euro, you live in a 2.5 million euro home 6 weeks a year. So it's like, do you want to have an apartment for 349,000 euro? We know that's not going to be stunning, to be honest. Or you want to live in a dream home.
Plus
6 weeks a year.
The convenience of having us look after it for you is a big thing. Don't forget, when people come down here, also as private buyers, taking on, let's say, a villa like this, an independent villa, a lot of questions are the maintenance of the pool, the cleaning, and now, as Pierre said, we put in a car in some of the communities. Plus, you have the investment asset for reselling later on. It's like you're part of the upside. It's not like renting, just throwing money out. It's your property. You own it.
You mentioned very quickly, passing, you have a car. What's this car business?
Well, here's the thing. In Karat, where we took you, because of Karat is one of the more sustainable new development on the Costa del Sol, how they build it and everything, we were inspired to say, let's throw in the new Porsche Macan electric.
Throw in.
We're going to throw that one in. So that's a car that cost 82,000 euro for the basic model. But think about it, 82,000 divided by 8 families, you get a Porsche for 10,000 euro. Instead of being in the airport, going to the famous rental companies out there, going in and have the work and the time you spend on renting a car, you just go to the airport where your car is located.
Convenience again.
We have a great partner there. We'll have a parking spot at the airport. So you drive 1 minute, there's your Porsche, newly washed, newly cleaned inside, off you go. When you come back a week later, you drop at the airport, and 1 minute after you are at the terminal. And then they clean it, and the next family comes.
So in the case of Carrot, the place you showed me, so what are those properties going for? Retail full price?
Million plus.
They're over. Everything is over $1 million.
And it's early stage, so it's likely to go up, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
They're increasing tomorrow 8%.
That's a 2-year wait before
Right.
you move in.
Okay.
So what we've seen in the other communities, also in Royal Palms, as we mentioned maybe, is that everybody's part of the upside.
Yeah.
Right.
They're making a profit.
But
Well, we don't know for sure.
the
but-
equivalent of buying as cheap an apartment as you can probably find,
Yeah.
and renting something at the airport, you are in a $1 million+
You-
state-of-the-art
you-
location
you are-
with a Porsche
You
and all
are
that.
in all our property. You're living like a millionaire.
Yeah.
And you didn't pay for it. Karat, 2-bedroom, 169,000, 3-bed, 209,000 euro, including your own Porsche, brand spanking beautiful Porsche.
And, can you rent this your 6 weeks? Can you rent that out to someone else?
Absolutely.
How does that work?
Absolutely. If you don't need all those 6 weeks, you put it out to our sister company, Mojo Rentals, and Mojo Rentals then take a 20% cut, and the company where you have the 7 co-owners are getting 20%, so you cover more high maintenance for the renters, and 60% of the money you keep yourself.
Or in some communities, we make it exclusive and we say this is not for renting out.
Yeah, that's
So it's
also
not like, you know.
Karat is one of those.
Yeah, Karat is one of those because maybe people want a little bit more exclusivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's different options, different models.
So they use the property for as long as they want, for within the time that they have.
Yeah.
For as many, it's theirs. They own it. They can sell it. And there's nothing. If they wanted to then move permanently, so they need the full 365, then they can just
They sell
it.
the shares
and they buy something.
and then they buy something else with us.
It's a jumping board. It is for many people. Most of the sharing owners have not been here before, really.
Right. Okay. So it really is like a very specific.
It's like dipping your
Solution.
toes in the water. Yeah.
We have several clients who are buying over the phone
Mm.
these units because it's very simple.
And so is this part of a business that you are looking to expand and grow?
It's growing, and as the Costa del Sol market increases in prices every year by 7%, it's getting more expensive. So it's getting more and more attractive for people to go in and do a co-ownership only.
Mm. If you want to be in a prime area here, it's impossible for some people.
Yeah, you can't.
If you're a policeman or a nurse or anything like that, you know, just a normal, regular guy or girl, you cannot afford Costa del Sol in the same way as you could before. So sharing is a fantastic option. You know?
That's also why we offered our own Mojo mortgage option. So we are financing with our banks and everything 80% of your share price.
Okay, so I could buy a unit in
The cheapest, let's say Karat
Yeah.
that we visit. We have the cheaper units called Horizonte for 99,000 euro, but Horizonte is starting price 169,000 with the car. Here you have to down payment 33,800 euro.
and you rent.
You are on the Costa del Sol as an owner, 20% down payment, 6 weeks a year, and you have the full upside potential on the value increase as well. And if you rent it out or whatever you want, do.
What's been the reception of this so far?
It's like 25% of our clients mortgage it,
Right.
something like that, depending on their situation.
So last couple of questions on this. I mean, it's much more straightforward than I thought it would be. So I don't have a lot to ask, to be honest. You kind of answered it. But
Nice.
which I presume different nationalities are more open than others
Exactly.
to this sort of concept. You mentioned the Scandinavians. Is that accurate?
Absolutely.
They already know the concept in Denmark.
Yeah.
Not quite the same, but they know the idea of sharing. So it's not new to them. We don't have to educate them as much. Whereas other areas, it may be a completely new thing to even the thought of sharing a property with someone is just like not in their, So this is what we're trying and testing. Also the size of the property.
Right.
What is their demand for?
What's
Is it a 1 bed? Is it a
what's the
2 bed?
sweet
A 3
spot?
bed? Yeah. Is it a sea view? Is it a mountain view? Is it a villa? This. In that way, we're still early, but we already have some indications, obviously.
So apart from being quite a logical sort of thing that isn't too complicated, there is a sustainability point in this, isn't it? That's relevant to this, in the sense that you basically don't have a bunch of empty places, right?
Exactly. And a lot of Scandinavian is in today's world very much into sustainability. And let's be honest, Costa del Sol is full of empty apartments and villas the most of the year. I mean, we're talking about the tens of thousands. It's actually not very sustainable.
It's not very nice to live somewhere that's empty either, is it? There are developments that you can go to where
we are human
empty.
beings. We want to be around other people. We don't want to live in a ghost city. And in Mojo Sharing, you come through the year here, and all our properties is like 95% full. Because you use it those 6 weeks. If you don't want to use it, you're renting it out. So it's in use all the time, like a normally family home.
Which actually aligns with what the central Spanish government is trying to achieve, isn't it? Is to have all these empty houses in a place where there's a housing crisis. So it's optimizing.
It is. It's much better, and I think that's the future to do that. It's just smart thinking.